Hello, friends. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am coming from a very gloomy, it's been very gloomy lately, um, winter day in New York State. We're hoping to get snow. So, fingers crossed, we are in January now and we have really had like no snow. Very weird. Anyway, enough of that. So, today we're going to talk about the Velocicoaster. The Velocicoaster was a ride that I personally didn't think I was going to ride. I love roller coasters, I do. My daughter saw it and absolutely wanted to ride it. She was in her wheelchair or a rented wheelchair that day. So, I can give you a firsthand experience of how the queue, the ride, and the ride restrictions, all of that on the Velocicoaster. So, hopefully, this is helpful. If you need any additional information, please comment below. We can help you out. I'm even thinking about letting her do some firsthand accounts as to how certain things made her feel. Because as her parent, I'm just speaking from the outsider perspective, the person that's helping her. So Velocicoaster, the queue line is awesome. I would say there's a lot of little Easter eggs. So even if you personally don't want to ride the ride, but someone with you does, it is worth going through the queue to see the velociraptors they have in there. And like I said, some Easter eggs from the movies are you can find along the way. So that being said, it's definitely worth standing in the queue with someone in your party that might want to ride the ride and you may not. The ride is by far the most intense roller coaster I have been on. I've gone to other theme parks, been really riding roller coasters since I was tall enough. And I can tell you, I have never experienced anything this physically intense. That's the only way I can say it. The ride itself is a smooth ride, not bumpy in the least bit, but the pressure that it puts on your chest um, actually kind of in your face sort of can take your breath away. You do like leave your seat at points. So just be mindful that it is an intense ride. So even if you are able to ride it, you may want to take that into consideration before you do. I knew it was going to be when I looked at it, but I didn't realize how crazy it was going to be. Again, I'm happy I wrote it. I'm not sure if I'd ride it again. I mean, if she needed a ride partner, I probably would, but again, not for the faint at heart, not for anyone that has any heart conditions, that's for sure. So, it is an intense roller coaster. The queue line is definitely wide enough for a wheelchair, or I think both manual and electric could easily. It's not. It's like a normal queue line. It's not super twisty turny, and again, it's wide enough. So that is good to know. I would also recommend before you even get in that queue line to try out the chairs. They have a test ride vehicle, as most of the rides at Universal do, out in front. I would try it because sometimes the ride vehicles are not conducive to certain body shapes or body types. And also you have to get up and then you have to like get down. It's another one of these like you have to be able to support your own weight in order to get up into the ride vehicle. So just be aware of that there is a ride vehicle for you to try out in front, and the queue is worth walking through. Hagrid's queue is not. This one is worth walking through, and even if you can't ride. So when you're in a wheelchair, you walk the whole you go maneuver the whole queue with everybody else until you get to the point of where it is time to put your items in a locker. So it's like pretty close to right before you go on the ride. So everyone else goes and puts their stuff in a locker and they put you off to, I believe it was the left. And we ended up sitting in the like the family room or people that are waiting that decided they didn't want to ride the ride, the child swap room. They put us in there and we just kind of waited until they called us. It was very frantic. Not gonna lie, it was kind of disorganized. But we waited there like we were told. and people were looking for other people that were there before us and what have you. When they call your name, which the gentleman forgot to ask for a name and then came back in and hunted us down and did ask for our name. So he realized he caught himself, which was a good thing. Um, they'll call your name. You follow them to a elevator. The elevator will take you up. They don't ride with you. They just press the button. So you get up to the top of the elevator and you're like, okay, where do I go now? Luckily, it's kind of right there. So you just turn. They do have a place to leave the chairs, which is the load and unload area is the same place. So your chair is not going to get lost, which is wonderful because we had that problem. So they have a place for your chair. They also have lockers there. So it's all right there. You have to be able, now, when I said it was intense, I'm sure you realized this already. You have to be able to transfer out of your chair and you have to be able to hold your own weight up to be able to ride this ride. They, for us, our chair was, I got her up and out of the chair and it was in like a little kind of like pendant area. And then she had to walk from that pendant area, line up, get herself, well, help her get herself up in, and then ride. So it was a bit of a process. We could not take the chair right up to there. I know in Universal's information, it does say that the attraction has a device to assist you with your transfer into the ride vehicle. And then they say to ask an attractions attendant for assistance. We were not asked if we needed that. They just said, well, I mean, they asked, they said, can she transfer? And I said, yes. And then I got her up. So that's what you're supposed to do if you need to get closer to the ride. Also, things that you need to know, like rider requirements. You have to be able to independently maintain an upright position. So if your core isn't strong enough, if you are unable to do that, you can't ride the ride. It is intense. It would throw you around. So know that, again, it's worth waiting in the line to see the line as long as it's not too long. But that being said, you wouldn't be able to ride it. You also have to be able to support your torso, neck, and head while absorbing, this is what they say online, absorbing sudden and dramatic movements. That is an understatement. It is very sudden. There's a while where you actually are upside down, like you're upside down and the roller coaster track is above you. And then you flip back over to right side up. And there are moments where it is fast and it is dramatic. And so know that they're not kidding. You, like I said, you have to be able to brace your body with at least one, and this is one upper extremity. And then you also, if you have any prosthetic limbs, you're not allowed to have them on during the ride. So just know that. They make you take absolutely everything out of your pockets, everything for your own safety and the safety of others. And I'm assuming that is also for your own safety, no prosthetic limbs. So this is, again, an intense ride. It's not for everyone, but if you meet all the requirements, it is, I mean, they do make it so that it's not impossible for a person in a wheelchair to experience it. So that being said, if you have any questions, please comment below. I will do my best to help you out. We do not have any video of the ride. We don't have anything like that simply because you can't. They take everything's taken away from you. So my advice is, if you find a POV online from someone else, that will give you an idea of just kind of how intense it is. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Bye.